Warp Zone, a podcast on sci-fi, philosophy, religion, politics, gaming, and anything else taboo.
Taboo!
I am here with Tara Smith,
Yeah, that's
the
me.
esteemed, published academic of Sydney University.
Yeah, that's me. Published a little bit.
You're going to introduce me?
And Benn Banasik, a PhD candidate in gaming and apatheticism.
Apatheticism. Anyway, welcome to the return of the podcast.
Yeah, it has been a while, and I don't want to point any fingers, but it's been entirely Ben's fault.
It has been.
I've been here every Tuesday recording my own podcast, which is called Tara Tries to Think About Things.
Yeah, without a microphone.
It's all like, so what is like the Islamic conflict? And then I go back through and then just think aloud. Yeah. It's great.
Did you argue with yourself?
Yeah.
Call yourself sexist?
Yeah, exactly. I go, oh, that's preposterous.
Yes, yeah, you get astounded. Today's episode is going to be just a catch-up episode, so a little bit of an unorganised conversation.
Yeah, because we haven't done any prep, and I don't want to point any fingers, but it has been a time.
Yeah, alright.
He's been really busy putting a new...
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
The new pause.
Yeah.
So,
you're so proud of it.
I am.
It's the best pause I've ever seen.
Yes, thanks. So my business is like, it functions under the name Game Traders, but it's Game Centre, so that's my actual corporation. And I accept trade-ins of cards, so individual cards, and I've got about 30 to 40,000 individual cards at the shop. And I knew that the old POS system needed to be updated because I had my old, but it was really crap. So, around Christmas time, I was going through the cards and I found a stack of Victini cards, and Victini is a type of Pokemon. It was a promo card, so it's worth about $6. 8 of them. Now, with that $6, we would have given between $2 to $4 store credit for each one of those cards to people, because that's the value. You get between 60 to 40%. Sorry, 60 to 20% depending on the condition of the card, which is quite generous for a store. Like, generally stores don't go over 30%, so we give more, and because of that we get really good trade-ins, and because we get lots of good trade-ins we get lots and lots of cards. The problem was I found 8 of the cards in the stack, and every single time we would have been giving out that money, and there was no way to track actually how many cards are in the system. So if a customer comes in the store and wants to trade in that card again they would be getting maximum trade credit. So we're just accepting things constantly. Whereas for board games or video games, I can see how many I've got on the shelf. So I know if I've got too many copies of FIFA 20...
But just by looking, or can you actually look in the system and know that you had 8 games of that?
Yeah, no, you look in the system and you go, okay, I've got, 2 copies of FIFA 18.
Yeah, but
FIFA 2020 is about to come out. We don't want any more of that. Cards, it was impossible to track because we've now got over 200,000 variants of different cards for Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
How come when they traded in, people didn't put it in the system?
Because you can't do it. There's too many different variants, and it would clog MyOb. So MyOb was already clogged with 20,000 variants.
It would have overloaded.
If you put in 200,000 variants on top of that, and then plus all of the conditions for each of those, you're up to about 2 million different cards.
Because you mean it would be like, Blue Eyes Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
But certain
what
edition.
Series, yep.
Okay.
And then what condition, so all of those different factors. Now, I got an email over Christmas from a company which is developing their own POS system, and it was created by a couple of guys in New Zealand. It's called Blinder POS. So a couple of guys in New Zealand who wanted to build it for their own local game store. That game store took it on. I thought it was really good. And then it grew from there. So this is basically a crowd-funded creation, like with lots of different game stores saying, hey, I do this in my business, can we do this? And they implement it on top of Shopify platform. So because of that, it's really, really cheap. It cost me nothing to transition across to it, so it's really, really good. The issue is, my store, I bought it off an owner who bought it from a corporate store, which was a DVD shop at that time. So the DVD shop changed into Game Traders. By that time, it was a 6-year-old system. Now, the store's existed since that time for 10 years. So it's a 16-year-old system. So the POS is, fucked, basically. There's no other way to put it. It's corrupted. There's data that's incorrect. There's duplicate barcodes. Like for a Mega Drive 2 console, there's about 20 different variants in the system. Right. That's just one system, and then you've got everything else. So we had to start from scratch, and if we're going to start from scratch, we may as well get the details correct and get the right information and pictures up there so that we can actually have it on the front-facing part of the website. So the board games took a week and a half.
You need to take a photo of every card.
No, download them.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the cards are fine. So the cards get implemented automatically because that comes from binder pods. But video games and board games is unique to my business. So because lots of these stores that have binder pods only have cards at their shop.
See.
Whereas I've got pop vinyls.
They didn't have anything in the system that you could have found.
No. So for pop vinyls, figures, all of that
You
different
take
stuff.
your own photos of them.
Or download them and find the information. And that's fine if those figures exist on systems. A lot of those figures are discontinued. The 2-year-old figures that we're holding on to, drop the price a little bit. But, people come in and buy that stuff. That's why they come to my store, because there's always new stuff and there's old things as well.
Yeah, it's the best store.
It's the best store ever.
It's like a promo grab.
Yes. Board games took a week and a half. And then you have RPG on top of that, which took another 2 or 3 days. Pop finals only took 2 days, which was good. And then video games, again, took a week and a half. So that's basically all of January gone completely. So we switched across on the 20th of January to using the system, but only doing sales not through anything entered on the system, just manual transactions. So the staff had practiced, like the FPOS terminals need to be changed. The computer's changed. I set up a terminal computer for customers to use. Everything has changed in the shop that I've done. Like, it's a complete overhaul. It's been like hundreds and hundreds of hours, but it actually functions really well now. And I'm getting like alerts on my phone. Customers are able to pre-order. Like overnight, we're actually making sales of single cards because people are aware of it. The staff at the moment, as we speak, are counting up cards and putting them onto the system. And they're preloaded and it comes up with the pictures. It tells you what the cards do. And it tells you what it works with as well. So for anyone that plays TCG, like Tom used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah? So there's certain cards that are meta and certain cards that work with certain decks. Magic is very similar, so it's got certain rule sets.
Is this because it was mostly designed for game shops that focus on
Absolutely,
cards?
yeah, and it gets pushed out, that data. So when I go to a card on my website now, it'll say, it works for these type of decks.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it will push out the price. So we don't have any sell or buy prices in the system for any cards at the moment. What happens is twice daily, all of that data gets taken from TCG Player, which is a market-based mechanism, and the market actually determines the value of those cards.
Oh, so it could fluctuate.
It does fluctuate.
So you mean I might check and it's worth $2, I check tomorrow it's worth $3?
Absolutely.
Or a drop. So it's live?
Absolutely live, yeah.
That's
so
good.
Twice daily for every card, and then every hour for the first 200 movers, or the top 200 movers, of all of the sets. Because there's lots of cards that come into play that day and then spike in value. Or there's ban lists that come out and they drop in value.
Yeah. So it means if I come into the shop and I said I want to trade in these 5 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you can now look on the system and say, well, hang on, I've got 6 of those already, we don't want that, or etc.
And then this is meta at the moment, so we want this, we want 3 play sets of this, not 2 play sets.
Yeah.
So it all changes, and it's all dynamic.
But but when you're searching it, like Blue Eyes, it'll come up with something. You don't have to input that data. It's already there.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to put codes. You don't have to go to a different website. Now people are pricing cards off my website rather than going to Troll and Toad or to TCG Player.
But you have to post them.
No. Oh, what do you mean?
Let's say I ordered cards online. Would you post them to me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Is that what you've been doing?
Yeah.
Or are they coming to the shop now?
Yeah, both. Yeah. Yesterday there was an order done for over $100 worth of cards, so they get free delivery with over 100 because it's just easier to do that, rather than doing tiered pricing of weights and stuff. Because you can do that on the system as well, like set individual weights of things. Imagine doing that for every card and then weighing up.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, so we just go, $10 postage for anything up to $100 and then free after that.
Yeah.
And I make a lot.
Does that mean your staff have to spend time though doing all the postages and stuff like that?
Yeah, it doesn't take that long. No.
That's good. So you're doing that.
Yeah, so that's where my time's actually gone into. And I've had to do it now because it gets into my next thing. So we're due to have a baby. Yeah, so baby is going to come in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
It's exciting.
Which is good.
Have you got the room ready yet?
Yeah, room's ready. There's marks on the wall, so Jody ordered these stickers. Now the wall's like, what do you call it when you got paint and then you put like that stuff on it? Like the like it's a dry wash thing. So you you put sand in the paint and then put it.
I don't know.
It's like a little bit of a rendering, but it's not not like like your roof used to be.
Yeah.
Which was the
one with holes in it. The one with the rains coming out.
No.
Yeah. You mean like this? Like textured?
Yeah, it's textured. Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But she's putting spots on, right?
Well, see, because there was these chips on the wall, so the last owner ripped off some paintings or something, and it's left chips. Yeah. So we've always had stickers on the wall. Now, Isaiah had stars.
Oh, we wouldn't want to. The baby being an astrologist.
Yeah.
Jody's masculine.
It can be stars, but we have to do it different because she wants it to look different for the next photo. So we're not, making it feminine or anything, but it needs to look different. So she takes all the stars off one day. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So she orders these stickers, and they're round dots. So the first lot she ordered, they said that they were coloured stickers. They came and they were translucent, but the listing said they weren't translucent.
So you couldn't tell what colour they were?
No, because it's a dark wall. It just looked like brown spots all over it. So she's like, okay.
Why would anyone want translucent?
I don't know, yeah. So then we send them back. No, she raises a claim and says, look, you sent me the wrong things. Can you please send me the right things? They sent her non-translucent ones, and we stuck them up, and they just fall off straight away, even though they're meant to be for that type of wall. She's like, oh god, okay. So she then finds another company.
Could you just paint the dots on at this point?
No, because you have to paint the whole wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we order from another company these other dots, and they also fall off the wall. Jody's like, fuck's sake, this is not on. So she contacts them and says, why? It's clearly listed for this type of wall, and they're like, oh, sorry, that was an error on our system. It's only these types, and it's 3 or 4 different types of stickers. So after all of this searching, we finally found it. So we've got these animal faces now on the wall, which look kind of cute.
So you'd abandoned the dots.
Yeah, we abandoned the dots idea because you can't get dots.
But the animal head stick?
Animal head stick, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what's printed on it. It's just obviously this company has got the die cut for only these type of...
How big are the spots?
Oh, the 50 cents.
And what kind of animals have they got?
They're larger animals, hand, the size of your hand.
Oh, so they're big.
Yeah,
so they've got dots and animals?
No dots. Just animals now. So no dots at all.
Different colours?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
Yeah. Yeah, they look kind of like... That's a drill. This is a new thing of this red rum room. No, they look kind of like... This Is How Much I Love You. You know that book? Which just got
the little...
Yeah, the
rabbit?
The rabbit, yeah. So it's sort of like that, sort of art style.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually quite nice.
It's cute. She's going to grow up wanting to be a rabbit.
Yeah, better than an astrologist. So, that's done. We got the baby seats baby seat in the car fitted yesterday. The day before. Yeah.
Very exciting.
So that's good. Pram's ready. Just need the last thing I have to do, and I've been putting it off, is I have to transfer beans from the old bean bag that we've had in the lounge room, which is kind of ratty, to a new bean bag.
And that's job.
Shit. That's a terrible job. Yeah.
You mean you want to put beans on your floor? That's pretty much
that's good.
The takeaway.
Yeah, or you put it in the bathtub and then it gets all static in the bathtub and sticks everywhere. And so that's going to be terrible.
You see them sometimes, you can tell that someone spilt them on the ground and they'll just be everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're not good for the environment.
No,
they never degrade.
No. My mum told me that, when I was 2, I had 2 beanbags in my room, and she'd never refilled these beanbags. So
Are you meant to? Are you meant to refill them, are you? Change the beans over?
Well, when you do what I did, I opened them up in my bedroom and just jumped around in them when I was 2-year-old.
Sounds fun.
She left me. Yeah. Heaps fun, I think. But yeah, she never actually replaced all the beans in them. But yeah, they get squashed.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a full beanbag, but it's kind of ratty. So just need to get the beans out.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrible.
So babies and beans and spots.
Babies, beans, spots, and pauses.
And pauses.
That's what I've been doing. I think that's all I've been doing. Hang on, let me check my thing. You've got some plans, though. You've got things that you're doing.
I do. And I've been busy. I've been going to uni every Tuesday doing editing this journal of literature and aesthetics for Carol.
I've heard that there's some really good articles in it.
There are.
Yeah.
There are.
There's like, from a well-esteemed writer,
an
amazing writer that wrote about Orthodox canonicity.
Yes.
And, yeah.
That's my favourite one.
That's me.
My favourite article. So it's just taking a little bit more time, and it always does that sort of work, and like just weird stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I was mimicking the previous edition exactly, because that's what I was told to do, and then Karen's told me now she doesn't care.
Oh.
But I didn't know that. So there's a lot of just finicky things. Like they like a space. The old edition had one space between the line and the footnotes, so I have to go through each page and put a little space there.
Oh, really?
But then Karen's like, I didn't care about the space. But I've done it now, so I'm like, the space is staying. So just going. So Carol went through and made a few changes, and now I'm going through each page. She printed it out, so it's just taking time to go find it. Implement the change in each page. So it's just very time consuming. I'll be glad when it's finished. It's good though, like it's good.
Yeah. No, it's good. Looks good on your CV as well, like doing editing work and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's been good. What else have I been doing? I've been learning guitar.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what I did not expect to hear today. Alright.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you don't talk to me for like 4 months.
Wow.
Like 4 weeks, I do interesting things. So.
You know, I know how to play guitar.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're in a band.
Huh? I was in a band.
You were in a band with your friend.
Yeah.
And you played
Do you remember the name of the
Ooh, I know. But I remember the song you were telling me that you played.
Whiskey in the Jar.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't any. It was more of a folk.
When was the last time you picked up a guitar?
Ooh, 6 months ago, I think.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
No.
Why did you be practicing?
No, it's whenever Isaiah finds it.
Oh.
Then I go and play it for a little bit and then hide it.
What songs can you play?
Just lots of folky type of music, some Beatles stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun. So I'm learning REM Everybody Hurts because it's easy. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just starting with the intro part, just the plucking and stuff. But I've got an instructor named James.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I should get lessons. So this was one of my New Year's sort of resolutions. I wanted to learn an instrument.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because I've never learnt anything before. And I like guitar because even though I'm not very good at it, you feel like you make a little bit of progress quickly. Whereas, some things you do, it's like, you feel like you never get better.
Sit there for years doing octaves.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
So, nylon or metal string?
I have nylon, but it's not a very good guitar. So Mum's going to lend me her Yamaha, which has steel strings.
Yeah, nice.
So I'll change over. Yeah. But mine's just really old. It must be like 20 years old. Yeah. And it's cracked in the neck. Oh. And also the distance between the strings and the frets like that. So you have to press really hard. And I was like saying to my instructor, I'm like, is it just me or is it the guitar? Like, it's you, but it's also the guitar. So he said to just get something better. So I'm going to switch to steel string. But I kind of get too excited, so I wanted to learn all these songs, and my instructor was like, let's start with REM. Like, the songs you're picking are a little bit hard, so I need to just work my way up to folk songs. So I really want to be able to just play all the folk songs I like. Yeah. You know, I like Neil Young, Peter Paul and Mary, Leonard Cohen, Cat Stevens, like cool songs. So that's the dream. So it's been fun to have lessons on a Thursday. I'll quit my job. I told them the notice when I came back from Christmas. I was like, I'm out of here. And then I was like, but I'll have no money, but at least I won't have to work so much. So because it's good, you know, and it's a good job, and I love working with the people I work with, but it's such a long day. Like often it's sort of 11 hours. So then you're wrecked on Tuesday, and then it's just sort of not motivating. And so I just want to be able to focus, do 5 days a week on my PhD. I need to try and write 60,000 words this year, so I just need to, and I haven't really.
How many words have you written?
Not many.
It's going to be an update thing every
I know.
we meet. Yeah.
But I've still been working, and then when I'm not working, I've been doing the editing work. I've done about 7 interviews, so it takes time as well.
The interviews take a surprising amount of time. I thought the short responses would actually take long, and it took a long time for me to seek that stuff out through social media, but once you get the stuff, like, of the long interviews, then you have to decide what you're going to do with it. Because it's not all useful what people say.
No.
No,
exactly.
Yeah. So,
and some are having such a big varied response.
Yeah.
So I thought people would be kind of woke, like, yeah, sci-fi, but a lot of them are like, I just think it's fun, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's not really what I wanted. But that's okay too. Like, I think there's just a range, and so I've got to just go through that. I'm going to get it all transcribed somewhere off. I'm not going to do it myself.
Oh, there's a data. I'll give you a website.
Oh, yeah. Is it with real people, though? I don't want it to be automatic. I want
No, this is really good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've heard people that stuffs you around and you end up having to change every third word.
No, this is
I'm not all about
like
life.
real good. Real good.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yeah, it's not much.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
And then you can just listen through it and then make your own corrections.
Yeah.
I did it for my Wall Today thing. Because I went halfway through and it's getting to the point where I'm like, geez, like this is taking way too long. So I tried to put it in the back end of Canvas. Because that's got its own transcribing service. Just to test to see how it was. Because the stuff I did for Carol was actually really good through that. But I think that's because it was recorded in this sort of environment. You know, closed room space and not with...
That's such a bad interview.
Yeah,
like,
birds and shit.
Acoustics.
Yeah, it's like really bad. So, yeah, I put it on this website and it came out like perfect.
Really?
Like they even picked up the spelling of Kundalini and like words that are not common in English. Yeah.
That's cool. No, I'll do something like that. Have you started doing any other interviews yet?
I've got to interview Alana over the next couple of weeks.
How many interviews are you doing?
10.
10.
Yeah, so I'm halfway through.
So you've got 5?
Yeah, but it's not a problem. I don't have a problem of finding people. I've got, as you know, with our circle of friends, there's lots of people that are actually eligible to be interviewed from me. I really want to be choosing the type of people to have a variety of games that they play. Because most of the people we surround ourselves with are 80s or 90s arcade players. So Alana breaks that mould, you know.
Yeah, you don't want someone that's a jack of all trades. You're more interested in someone that's dedicating themselves to just one.
To one game, yeah. And whilst we've got friends in our circle of like that do that.
Typing of the Dead.
Or like Evan Weston's a good example. So he Final Fight, Street Fighter world champion before. Now he's going for Predator and Alien vs Predator, I think, as well. So with his run of games, he shows.
Do you have a Collins expert?
Oh, no. It's only one other guy, and I don't want to talk to him. Yeah, my nemesis. So, yeah, like I could interview him, but he plays very similar games to Mark Bell, who I've already interviewed. So I think it would be better to try and find someone who plays on console, or from a different era. Yeah. So it's difficult that way. That's what sort of held up my interviews.
Do you have a set of questions? Same questions that you're asking? Yeah. Me too. But sometimes it's like, I don't know, there was a really cool interview I really liked. And if I could even ask her and see if we could share snippets of it. It was really sweet. So she's an American writer. Yeah. And she used to work for the Defense Force. And she writes a lot about freedom of speech and things like that in her writing. But it was so cute, like, because it was over Skype. I could hear her, like, making a cup of tea and the dogs were barking. Like, I felt like I got a real insight in, like, the acoustics of her life. Yeah. And she was such a natural storyteller. So you'd ask her something and then she'd just start talking and a story kind of a little bit irrelevant and you'd be, like, taken on a journey and then you're like, hang on. What is that talking about? Yeah. You know, so just had a really interesting, like, bubbly and, like, good personality for it. And she was really cool. And then some people have just been a little less kind of exciting, but it's okay. Like, I don't know yet how I'm going to kind of pull it all together, but I'm sure something will happen. I'm not too worried.
Yeah. It's the audio. I'm a bit worried about the audio of the John Tannehill thing, because I did that interview in a car. Right. Yeah, so that's a bit difficult. Actually, I did Dennis Edmonds also in a car as well. But speaking of background information, like of recording stuff, so yesterday I had a meeting with Tim Stanley from Newcastle University, and did it via Skype, so video, and I did it in my garage, which, you know, my garage, like, it's small, but it's good audio in there, like, it's really
his
good.
eyes don't.
Yes, there's that a reason as well. But even when no one else is home, I sit at the desk in there, and starts to call and he's like, oh, what are you, in a broom closet or something? Like, is this what your life's up to now? I'm like, no.
Was it a video or just audio?
Yeah, video. And then, you know where the cat stand is? Like, Oh no, the cat stand wasn't there when you were there.
You moved it.
Yeah, the cat stand lives in the garage now because they like jumping up on the shelves.
That means that they can't greet people.
That's okay. They stand at the door now.
They love that.
Yeah, but they also love jumping up on the shelves in the garage and then jumping down. Like it's like their little play area. Yeah. And I'm fine. Like they're not going to break anything really. So yeah, they go for their life in there. Well, Peanut jumps up on the cat stand and then goes to get onto the top shelf.
Yeah.
And starts clawing at something, and he's like, and Tim's like, "Oh, you got a cat as well." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Peanut," and I'm telling you about the naming convention, Peanut, bit of bread stuff.
Yeah.
And Peanut claws Isaiah's kickboard for the pool.
Oh no!
And that falls, and then Peanut then jumps after it and just tumbles and falls flat on the ground.
Could you see it through the...
Yeah. And Tim's like, it's funny, people say these are smart animals, and then you see something like that and you're like, nah, you're just an animal. But it's just perfect.
Those cats are pretty, silly.
Yeah.
They're very sweet, they're not very bright, they don't strike me as
Peanut was, dumb at that moment. He just does dumb things. And he'll climb up on things and then just not know how to get down.
Yeah.
And,
it's funny. They're getting so big and their heads are so small.
Yeah, he's quite
funny cat.
Yeah, but yeah, Pitter's actually become cuter, I think, as he's gone older.
Yeah, he always had a very funny-looking face.
Yeah.
The eyes looked kind of pneumatic, sick.
Yeah,
it's like a sick face.
Now he looks alright. So, yeah, and they've settled in well.
All right. India. I'm going to India.
So tell me about India. Where are you going? Why are you going?
I booked it a year ago, I think, a long time ago. Because I like to go every 2 years, so it's sort of up. 2 years is up, and I wanted to just go for a bit longer than 2 weeks. So I fly into Delhi and meet my friend there, and then we get the bus to Manali, which is in the north, kind of near Kashmir. So it'd be quite cold, near the Himalaya. And we're just going hiking. There's some hot springs there I really want to check out, and it should just be nice. And then my friend Addie, he's going home, and then I'm getting a bus to Manali to Dharamshala, which is another... it's about 12-hour bus ride away.
Yeah, right.
And it's similar. I've been there last time I went, so it's really nice. Tibetan kind of influence, kind of really beautiful mountainy vibe. So it'll be really nice. And I've got some friends I met there last time I was there, so I'll meet up with them and just relax, and then go to Delhi for my birthday, for my leap year. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so I'll stay with Addie's family.
Be there on your birthday?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're missing your birthday?
Yep. So I'll just do something in Delhi, and then I think I'm going to go to a conference. There's a conference I was just telling you about on Indian modern text. I'm going to just try and pull something together.
Fits really well with the PhD.
Yeah. It actually doesn't do with anything. But I'll just make it work with my economics work.
Yeah.
So that should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I got some new shoes. I got some waterproof hiking shoes because I had other joggers, but not really good. And I've got borrowing a backpack off a friend. Even though I've got a backpack, but I want a small one. Yeah. So mine's a fuck off, go for months kind of backpack. So I need a medium size.
Yeah.
And I've got travel insurance. I've got the whole shebang, so it should be fun.
It's good.
Yep.
You worried?
A little bit. I'm a little bit more nervous than I thought I'd be, because it's been 4 years since I went by myself.
Yeah, right.
So it's just a little bit anxious about just a few of the bus trips on my own. Yeah. But I think I'll be fine. One of them's during the day, the other one's during the night, which I don't feel too crash hot about. And I get into Delhi at 5 a.m, so I'm kind of it's a little bit shady, but I think I'll be fine. I'll just make sure I've got a SIM card. I've got quite a few friends now. At Sanjana, I'll get Sanjana's family's number, just in case. They live in Delhi too, so I feel like if anything bad happened, I've got people I can call. And normally people, in India, there's a whole mentality that visitors are like God. And that, and also there was a big push, I can't remember when it was, maybe 10 years ago, where a lot of celebrities came out and being how important tourism is and to look after people because they had a lot of bad rape cases and stuff. So the point being that there's a big push for making sure tourists are looked after in India. So I always do feel quite looked after. So even if times when someone's been hassling me, I've had another Indian come and go, oh, no, leave her alone, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like I'll be fine. Plus, I just have, like, people just, want to look after you in India. So I should be okay.
Well, that hospitality-based industry, I know from, like, the Greek perspective and stuff, the islands exist because of that. Like, there's no real economy there.
Yeah, exactly.
As it is. So, they go over and about.
Yeah, because it's a bad look. It's a real bad look if somebody gets hurt. If tourists get hurt.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it can kill an entire village immediately if you get bad press about it. Yeah. So it's
Plus, I have a very good like fuck off face when I'm in India when I don't want to be hassled. And I'm pretty
fuck off face.
Yeah. It's like don't fuck with me. And even if I'm lost, I always make sure I look like I know and walk like with direction. So that should be fun. And then I'm going to England in September. That should be fun.
That's after New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to fly from New Zealand to the UK.
So you're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going Queensland, possibly to New Zealand.
Yeah, you don't know if you're going to go? But you don't know
I don't know the dates. No, I think, actually, no. So Queensland is 2 weeks before. So I go Queensland, New South Wales, New Zealand, back to New South Wales. Yeah. I just don't know what days I'm going to go because I'm sort of sponsoring a comp for BPAC. Yeah. Sort of not. I'm lending them my boards. I've got lots of puzzle games.
Don't you have to drive them all the way to Brisbane?
No, they're going to shift them up. Like, just the arcade boards. Yeah. But you know how I like puzzle games, obviously, columns and stuff. Turns out no one else likes puzzle games, which is not really a big surprise.
Yeah.
And no one has gone out and collected, like, all these puzzle games. So I've got, like, quite a lot of puzzle games. So I'm going to lend them my puzzle games.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to go for that as well?
That's on the Wednesday night, which, I didn't really want to go that long. So I might miss that and then go... Because if I go on the Wednesday night... Or it's a Thursday night. Sorry, it's a Thursday night. If I go on a Thursday night, I'll also want to probably go on the Wednesday, which is a 1cc comp. So then I can go and get my max out for the PAL version of columns, which will take, 8 hours. So then, 2 days has changed to 4 days, and then it's changed to 5 days. Right. So I have to decide at some point, like, how many days I'm going to go, whether Isaiah, Jody, and the baby will come, or not. I don't know. We'll see.
There's stuff going on.
Yeah. But we're both going to New Zealand, which is cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you gave in one abstract and it got accepted. Yeah, so I get worried about things. I'm like, no, it's going to get rejected. It's going to be really, really bad. So I'll put in 2. Yeah. Yeah, both got accepted.
Yeah, you're not meant to do that. You're meant to inform other people that you're doing 2 abstracts.
Yeah, but they're both...
Because they're different teams often that will look at different abstracts. So which one do you want to do?
I'll do both.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't do 2 presentations.
What?
You just can't.
Oh, they're being accepted. Yeah.
No one does 2.
I know.
You're not meant to do 2.
It's a lot of work.
You're not going to do 2.
Yeah, I'm going to do 2.
You're going to do 2.
Yeah, no. Do 2. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Talk to Carol about it.
No, it'll be fine.
Carol, if you're listening, tell me you can't do 2.
No, I can do 2. It'll be alright. So if I do 2, I want to write them as papers anyway. So they are tangentially related to my PhD. I thought I was going to be able to include them in the PhD, but somebody is not going to let me go over the word count.
Right. Which is a very esoteric number, by the way. Is it 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100? So nobody knows.
What is it? It's 80, isn't it?
I don't know. I got no idea. I'm going to work that out next year.
Right, okay. I think it's 80,000. I thought...
Is it? I think it's more.
No. So it's a cap of 120, I think. But then I thought when they get 120, that actually means 180, so I can do 250.
Yeah.
So I was aiming to do 250,000 words. Yeah, it's a lot of words, but it's also a lot of chapters.
How many words have you got now?
Oh, I don't know, 15,000, 20,000 or something. It's not the point, though. It's about planning your chapters out, yeah? So at this stage, like, I'm planning chapters out and then choosing topics. Now, I've included all this stuff, collecting this data, and then realised that, there's no way that I'm going to be able to actually get all that stuff in. So I'm now, rather than writing the stuff and then having it cut later, I'm just cutting it out now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so then...
You're going to make it into some papers.
Yeah, and then publish the papers which are related to the PhD, and then the PhD will sort of be the capstone at the end of that process of the larger work that will be related to it.
No, that's a good idea.
Because lots of people I know, they go, you just write it, it's okay, and then you can use it later for a paper. But it's a lot of effort, to put in for something which you know is going to be cut out.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. I've had the same thing recommended to just do a few, so leading up similar but not the same.
Yeah,
a couple.
Yeah, so my papers at the conference are going to be on Tetris, which is going to be really cool. So I interviewed Alana about that. And then on farming simulators.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
If you have to pick one, which would you pick?
I'm going to do both.
Oh my god.
The farming simulator one, that's going to be cool because Animal Crossing comes out in the next month. So it'll spark a lot more interest for that. Plus there's the update for Stardew Valley, which is coming. And then Tetris, that will coincide very closely to the Classic Tetris World Championship. And just today there was a maxed out on the PAL Tetris game. Never been maxed out before.
Tetris for... Who was it? Who did it?
Boom Tetris for some person in Europe. You gotta say Boom Tetris.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
I kind of want to play Tetris now.
Yeah.
I should go play Tetris. So that's that. Aside from that, what's semester one looking like for you?
I just want to say, we're with another economics expert in the room.
Oh, yes. Yeah, who has great life experience.
Yeah, great life. So Ben's been included into the economics bosom this semester.
Yeah.
And next semester.
Possibly next semester. Yeah. So, that's actually pretty good. Like, I love teaching no matter what.
You don't do a lot of teaching this unit.
No, but you're front-facing as a student, like to a student, and you're guiding them along a certain way. So I like that, and I enjoy that. So, yeah, doing that and meeting people meeting people outside of the studies of religion department will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a good amount of hours, not that much face-to-face, which is good for money and time.
It's good. Yeah. Reading other people's work, I think, helps as well.
Yeah.
Like, it helps with your own writing, and I need to get back into practice with writing and stuff. So, yeah, when you see caliber of writing, and it either might be lower or a lot higher, I think it actually improves you. Yeah.
So that's exciting.
So that's that.
And then you're doing stuff in
Newcastle, yes, from home. So
did you know if they're going to downgrade you from lecturer to tutor or anything? Or
it's not a downgrade. No, it's a side grade. So
but
I'm
does it mean less money or not?
Yeah, because I'm not getting. So everything is now online.
Yes.
So the lectures are now online. So it's not additional online work I have to do, which means I'm not going to be paid for additional online work because it coincides with the lecture work.
Yeah.
So, in a roundabout way, yes, the university is saving money, which I'm sure is why they've made the change.
Yeah. It's good for you not having to commute, though.
Yeah, the commute
that
was a killer. Yeah, it was like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Sometimes
do you know how much you get paid per week? You haven't seen a contract yet.
Yeah. So it's lecture rate, but you're only getting lecture rate for 2 hours. That's it. And then that's all. So for the semester, so I got that, and then I've got Sydney Uni. I'm doing 2 lectures as well for 1002, which will be on Judaism and Islam.
Yes.
Which will be fun. Judaism, I could talk for bloody 12 weeks about.
Yeah.
Islam, I'm going to have to be choosy about what I actually present. It'll be baseline stuff, but then I want to try and give some different information, like diversity of women in Islam, I think, is something that's not really covered a lot.
It'd be interesting.
Because you look at even dress codes, like Jordan compared to Saudi Arabia, very different.
Yeah.
And then Southeast Asia, completely different as well. So having that actually in the presentation, I think
that'd be good.
Really
good. I'm tutoring too. So.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Surprise. So I'm tutoring for 1002. I've got a class. And Savannah's doing it as well.
Really?
Yeah. She's starting her PhD. I don't know if she started or she started last year. I have to ask her.
Huh.
You know Savannah, right?
Yeah. She's, I think, we're friends on Facebook. I think she's away at the moment.
Not sure.
I don't know. Yeah,
anyway.
That's a weird side tangent. But no, that's really good that she's doing.
Yeah. So that should be exciting. She's always got so much stuff on there. Every time I talk to her, she's balancing like 100 things. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. We always ask, I haven't seen you around, you've been busy. And it's like,
Yeah, exactly. Like information dump.
Yeah. No, she's really nice though. And I think she'll connect well with students as well. So
definitely.
That'll be good.
So that's good. And then I'm kind of trying to put a move on doing some work with some academic writing studies. So like trying to get into that, but nothing yet. And then same with some marking for UNE. So trying to get into that. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'm just sending emails being like, hello, I emailed you 1 week ago. Do you have any information? And they're like, no. Because also there's been the coronavirus is pushing enrollments weird.
So that's why ICU, I'm not getting any shifts because they've had a drop in student numbers where they were in this exponential growth and they had this problem that they were not going to have enough tutors. Now they've realised, actually, no one's coming to,
Yeah, it's a shame. It's really affecting the university because it's big money. International students.
Huge.
So this lady's like, oh, I don't know yet because they're worried about coronavirus not pushing the numbers down, so she can't really make an estimate of how many tutors she'll need. So I think I'll find out really late notice if there's anything with that.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
But
I'm just so excited not to work at my job anymore. Like, when you're finishing up, it makes everything worse. Like, normally you'd be fine with it, but when you're almost finishing, everything's like...
you're like,
I'm also getting a bit lazier. Yeah. It's like, I just want to go home. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's done in your head, so your heart's not really in it anymore.
Yeah,
so it'll be sad. I mean, I'll miss a lot of the lovely old people there, but I'm so ready to go. I'm just sort of like... So Friday's my last shift, and then I'm like... Good. See you later. I'm going to my colleague's wedding on Saturday.
Okay.
Big Italian wedding, which will be fun. And then Sunday I fly to India.
Nice.
So it's all happening.
And then you're away for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I get back on the 3rd of March.
Okay. So for next episode will be on Pokemon probably. So
yes,
we're going to pre-record that. So everyone's going to be happy about that.
Yeah, but we're also moving to a fortnightly schedule, right?
We are moving to fortnightly. Yes. Yeah. So we should cover things. We might miss 1 episode, maybe 2, in March.
Yeah.
Depending on when baby is due, we do not know.
But then I'll just take over and I'll do Tara thinks about things. What is chemistry?
With no microphone.
What is this element? I don't know. It'll be like just like me looking at really physics, astrophysics. I don't know.
Talking about the history of a room, which we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. Or I'll team up with Game the System. I'll get like Mark to come on and we can talk about... he can bring up games that I know nothing about, and then I can bring up like religious or like science fiction works that he knows nothing about, and we could just talk about...
Great conversation. That'd be funny. So I think that's it for this episode. Was there anything else that we... Oh, floods. That's what we're going to talk about. Holy moly.
So we both had leaky roofs. We've both... spent 6 months on a leaky boat. Yeah,
that's a good song. So fire affected areas. I saw a photo up on social media which had like make sure you have your fire plan ready sign.
I saw
one of those like road sign things, and it's covered in water.
It's flooded.
And the RFS are like, oh yeah, pretty sure we're going to lose our deposit on that sign. Very funny. They got the money to spend on it, so that's fine. Yeah. So fire affected areas now inundated with rain over the last week. Picton, nearest town.
Yeah, have you seen the meme where it's a guy near the train? It must be like in like a bodysuit or something, and it's a meme, and it's like praying for rain to put the fires out, and then the guy's like in the train's like pushing him away in the next picture. It's just like it's so true. It's like we wanted rain, we didn't want this much rain.
Just chill, man.
And there's still like 70,000 homes or something without power. Like it's a big deal. It's been pretty horrendous, and the water was so strong that my windows, which have a seal, the water was coming up because it was
so it hits the base and then goes under the seals on the windows. So and I get a video from you. Sunday. Yeah. And, like I thought, like, relaxing afternoon, it's going to be fine. You send me a video and there's water dripping from your light.
My downlights started dripping. So, first there was the window, so I was trying to just make sure that the window water wasn't rushing in. So I had all the towels there, and then I look up and I can see this drip, 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 drip from the downlight, and I'm like, Tom, bring a bucket! And he's like running in, he grabs the bucket, because I was standing with my hands trying to catch all the water. Yeah. Then we had to move all the bed up against the wardrobe and have a bucket, and all that night I could hear the drip, 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 so badly, and then today nothing. So I think, I'm hoping we can just kind of put the light back in and forget it ever happened.
Yeah. Well, so your second floor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's obviously happened is that the weep holes.
Yeah.
It's gone in through there and then tracked down and actually backed up.
Yeah, I think
and then gone in through the lowest point, which is...
But there's nothing we can do to fix it. We can't even access that.
No, you can't. It's just floating ceiling in it. So it's... Now, my house, so my bedroom, water started to come...
Was it soon after I sent you that message?
Oh, like 10 minutes later. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, Jodie, look at this. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. She goes to the kitchen, gets a drink, then goes into the bathroom, have a shower, and we're going to get Isaiah ready, we're going to have a relaxing day. She's like, man, hurry up. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, bring a towel. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just the windows, it's fine. Tara told me the windows is fine.
Yeah.
I go in there, and it's dripping, not from the windows, but from the Venetian blinds. Now, there's no way Venetian blinds should have water coming through them. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I take the Venetian blind off. It's real shit to do. Like, Venetian blinds are really hard to do.
Which room? Was it? Lounge room?
No, my bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, because Venetian, they've got these clip things, and you've got to do this whole thing. So I'm taking that all off, and Isaiah's there going, can I help? Can I have a job? I'm like, yeah, move out of my way. That's your job. So we get all the stuff, moved. And then I can see the drip, and it's coming from the windowsill. The actual windowsill. Not from the window, down below and top, but from the wood. So I'm like, okay, that's really bad. Either a roof panel has broken above the house, or there's something else wrong. So I climb up in the roof, and it's at a point... Was
it inside or outside? Were you outside?
Inside the roof.
Oh, okay.
So I can't... Because you can't see it. It was smashing
Yeah,
down the rain.
I was thinking. I was imagining the rain, you're like, fuck!
No, but it was smashing down the rain. So I climb up in the roof, and it's real shit to do up there. So it's a really, really small space.
So I was like, can I help, Dad?
Well, I'm up there, and I'm knocking to see if I'm in the right spot. And no one's knocking back. So then I call the phone. Jodie doesn't answer her mobile. I'm like, what the hell? So then I call the house phone.
They know you're up on the roof?
Yeah. And I call the house phone, and I was like, hello. I'm like, hi, Isaiah, can you put Mum on the phone? He's like, why? I'm like, I just need to talk. He goes, are you in the roof? I'm like, yes, I'm in the roof. Pass the phone to
Mum. I couldn't hear you if you called out.
No, because it's smashing down the rain, everything's... And then, he hands the phone to Jodie, and she's like, hello? I'm like, I'm in the roof!
I was like, what?
She's like, oh yeah, sorry, I was on the phone to Chris, neighbour. I'm like, okay, great. Am I knocking in the right spot? And she's like, yeah, I said yes. I'm like, well, I can't hear you. Anyway, so what I found is you've got bricks in a house, and then to protect the house, you've got a seal, like a plastic seal. That plastic seal had water in it. So what's happened is that there was so much water hitting the side of that house, water came through the bricks itself. The brick actually was all wet. All of the bricks. So they're being smashed constantly.
So it's soaked through bricks.
It's soaked through all of that, and it's seeping down the side of the house. Now that's normal. Like any builder will tell you, your house, the inside of your house is actually going to get wet. But that's why they've got double brick, and it runs down and then goes out the wet bowls. Problem was, it was too much, and it was filling up that track, and then tracking back along, and then down underneath the track, and then out through the lowest point, which was through the wood itself.
Right.
So it's pulling up through the wood, and so I've had to drill through the wood. So now I need to fix it. So
you need to make a hole to let the water come out.
Yeah. So I drilled like 2 or 3 spots, and I got it on the 3rd spot, so it's made like extra holes, which is kind of annoying, but it'll be fine. And big bucket pouring out and then dripping, and it dripped for a good 24 hours, and then it stopped because it was like a lot of water in there. So it took a while to just sit down and do nothing. And my neighbour came over who built the house, and he's like, oh it shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, it did. So we climbed back up in the roof, and he's like, oh, I've never seen that before. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, but it's obviously you're not making
it up.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, it's built properly like that. I'm like, so I'm not saying that. This is like a really bad situation. Yeah. So your place still dripping, or
no? Drips over.
Dripped over.
Yeah, but I need to move the bucket, and I've washed some towels, and I need to still move the bed to where it's supposed to be. But the plus side, the window's really clean. Cleaner than they've been in a really long time.
That's good.
Because there's so much water on them.
Our grass has to be cut again, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Jodie got a puncture yesterday.
in the car.
Tire. Yeah, because like all of these building materials obviously on the road, so there was like a screw punctured into her tire, so that was annoying. I had to get.
Did Picton have to end up getting evacuated?
Yeah.
Poor
and there was like a number
Poor
of...
Picton.
Yeah, that's pretty crap. So 2016 was the last time, like it completely flooded all these businesses, my dad's included. Like he lost his shop basically from that, and then restocked afterwards, but then nothing, like the business never returned after that. Yeah, so it's pretty crap. But a lot of the shops had like bags prepared, and they were a lot better prepared this time than last time. But it was a different type of rain. Like last time it was like flash flooding, massive amount of rain all at once. This was like a long period of protracted rain. So.
But the dam, like the Sydney Dam's gone up heaps. Like it's like 60% now, and it was before, and like it's made a huge difference.
Yeah, totally.
It's been bad and good at the same time.
Yeah, totally. So that's it. Anything else?
No, but we're going to do fortnightly now.
Yes.
Did we already say that?
I think we said that. Yeah.
Are you sure though, or did we say it when
when there was drill bits?
We had a drill interruption.
We did, but due to my expert editing,
you won't even notice.
Oh, I'm sure you will. 100% everyone's going to notice. So yeah, we had a drill, and that was kind of annoying. I'm
not sure if we said that or not though.
But yeah, we will move to fortnightly recordings.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. Au revoir.
Bye bye. Salut.
Bye bye.
Ciao.